Yo, yo, JV. Yeah, I wanted to adjust and build another version of Dogs that was running Stitch and Circle of Life to take advantage of this 7-drop Tramp and Bobby, and probably I also cut the Stitch package from, because it was a Rockstar deck that I had built. I was playing this, which obviously is not great in there. So where is the Yzma? We don't have Chernabog to take advantage of the discard pile anymore. I mean, I want to play Lilo, right? Like, we have all the discard things to take advantage of. The problem is every deck is a challenge deck, and Lilo's not good in that scenario necessarily, unless we're bringing it back the same turn that we're turning everything sideways anyways. So maybe it's worth trying. I'll try it as a 2 of. It does quest for 2. Oh, my lungs. I'm dying. Probably could afford to play some Burst Lore now, too. I had to cut some things for the Rockstar package. Probably don't want to run this one anymore as well. Dogs. Let's filter this to make it quicker. $62. 2 Lilos. Is Bippity Boppity Boop didn't get reprinted, right? Because that would be fun. No, we have Sudden Chill. That sounds much better. Can I pet that dog? This card is not bad. Like, the problem is, like, if you have the singers to sing this, you probably don't have the characters to take advantage of this. If this costs like 7, like, if you could sing it with 2 singers, and we still had Cindy, right? So you could, like, Cindy and Vanessa sing this for 7, get back 3 things, play 2 characters, next turn play a doc as your last. Like, I feel like this in a doc deck could be kind of like better than we think. Yeah, I mean, maybe this with the 7-cost Tramp is good, right? Like, we already have it in our deck. Like, maybe it's worth $144. I guess people like the song. It's pretty popular. That's crazy. I expected it to be like $40, $30. Like, Yzma was 30, $40 before it spiked because of playability. Dogs is a trap, probably. But I just wanted to play with Stitch Rock or Careless Surfer and Circle of Life. Fun cards. That's the trap. Chip and Dale, like, I don't think we can get in. So we Circle of Life it into play. We basically have to have, like, the Tramp to Circle of Life it. I mean, I guess we could shift lady. Shift lady, sing it. We only have the one drop. I don't think I want to put the uninkable lady back in. I mean, I could see shifting on this for value sometimes, but realistically, I don't like shifting characters onto characters that then quest for the same amount. Unless I need the body to take something out and then get the two characters as just juice or to sing a song. It's a shame this costs 8 instead of 7. If this costs 7, we could go 1 drop lady, 2 drop Yzma, discard a card, turn 3 shift, sing for 7. Maybe that's why it costs 8, is they didn't want that kind of stuff happening. They're like, oh, come on, the trash can, get over here. We don't want to empower that. Yeah, the deck's probably a trap, but it's a tramp. Right, we gotta cut 2 cards. It's probably these, honestly, if we're not playing the one of these two. Try it this way to see. I just want to test out Lilo, but it's probably cutting the Lilos. Alright, let's look at the tier thing. This is kind of what we had already reviewed from the other day. Circle of Life we put in the B tier. Dumbo is the highest rated A, followed by Max Goof and Scar. Scar might be better than Max Goof. They're back and forth. Scar has, like, of all 3 of these cards, Scar is like the glass cannon. That if it works, it's gonna be the best of all of them, right? Like, your best Dumbo play is like playing it on turn 5, drawing a card with something else. You know, so if they answer it, it doesn't get got. Where you're like, your best Scar play is playing it on turn 5. It comes into play exerted off of your 2-drop Tinkerbell. You gain 2 lore. You quest with a Lawrence. And then you quest with something to give support to, say, a Lawrence, and then you get 5, 6, like 7, 8-ish cards and discard 2 or something like that. It's just absurd. Although there might not be support in Ruby Steel, so it might just be like draw 5, discard 2. So it's still like a draw 3, you gain 2 lore, you get the immediate use from the Scar. You might have another one after that too. It's kind of hard to say. Trudeau's even like, is there any support? No, I don't think there is. Dude, if I'm getting sick, I'm gonna be so upset. But this Minnie Mouse is interesting. I feel like I need to pull up a thing. Do I have a bookmark for it? Let me look through my stuff. I might have a bookmark for the card bot. But I have so many bookmarks. If I did, I think I lost it. But I'm pretty sure I can't show my bookmark bar. Or my other bookmarks that has them labeled. due to sailing the seven seas reasonings. I don't think I'm not supposed to promote that on stream. Good with the next set being out to put a card under him, but currently it's both. Is there some new ability that does that? What am I missing? But yeah, that sounds like an easy way to abuse it. Play it on turn 3 and then put something under it in quest or something. I do need a chai latte, bro. There's just no good ones in town, man. Like, it's bad, but Starbucks has one of the better chai lattes in the area. That, like, how pathetic is that? But my wife is like, no, we're not supporting Starbucks. And I'm like, okay, bet. So now there is one place in town. Oh, a leaked mechanic. We probably can't talk about it then if it's leaked. I like my association with RB and would like it to flourish. Zelda, thanks for the sub.
4416 with a prime sub.
New idea stream, chai latte, Fabled testing, lol. Yeah. I mean, there is a coffee shop down the street, but I'm pretty sure they gave me a matcha latte the last 2 times I ordered a chai latte, because I hadn't had a matcha before, and I was like, this just is the worst chai latte I've ever had. And then I decided to order a matcha latte from somewhere else because I constantly in my brain get matcha and mochi mixed up because I'm stupid, and I like mochi. I do not like matcha. I don't. I have not acquired that taste. So, but then when I ordered it and tried the matcha latte, I was like, oh, this tastes like that nasty chai latte from that other place. Yeah, it's the green tea mochi that, like, I see matcha and I'm like, oh, that's mochi. No, that... So, yeah, if I want chai lattes at this point, I think I'm gonna have to buy the boxes of Tazio or whatever, and that's like gotta be low tier quality, but it with some milk, like heated up properly, tastes better than like all the chai lattes at all the joints around town. And they're also just using that same box mix, but they're adding their own stuff to it, and their own stuff they're adding is like 1,000 calories worth of sugar, and like that's not what I want. You like your caffeine bitter like your heart? All the jokes I know about coffee I learned in kitchens, and therefore are obviously not going to be repeated by me right now on stream. But I like my caffeine sugared, but not so sugared that it feels like there's a film covering my mouth. And that's what this new Minnie Mouse feels like. We're segueing back into it. She looks like she's gonna be a good idea, and it's gonna be a fun new time, but realistically it just leaves you feeling meh and disappointed. Like, I wanted to really like this card, especially since it's the iconic, right? Like, if you're gonna be opening a card that might be worth $1,000+, if she had shift, maybe. She either needs shift or she needs to be able to target any character. The fact that the opposing character has to be exerted, so that it basically is the problem is the same thing with Shurkan. The card is awesome, and if you just look at it without playing Lorcana at a high level of one-on-one games, you're like, this card's good. But then in gameplay, once someone's played into it once, they're not going to play into it again, and all of a sudden it's a lot worse. Something similar happened with Rapunzel in set 1, where at first you could just put 4 Rapunzels into your deck and you would automatically win, like every... You just win, you couldn't lose, unless it was the mayor and they also had Rapunzels. But then people learned how to play around Rapunzel, and that it really took the power from Rapunzel down. Rapunzel was still absurd, and then like the good players learned how to set up traps where her existence your opponent had to choose between 2 bad answers, right? And you can't do that with Minnie Mouse. You could do that with Rapunzel, but not Minnie Mouse, sadly. So like what happens is you play Minnie Mouse, and then if your opponent has a character with 5 or more power, or if I have another Mickey Mouse because of support, an on-board trick, they just don't quest. And then that doesn't do anything. Unless getting them not to quest is all you're trying to do, then sure, this does the same thing that Shurkan does, the same thing that Tinkerbell does, the same thing that Calhoun does, but like far worse and far more narrow. And that is my rant about on-quest triggered abilities, or things that only, like, Shurkan, you can at least have your opponent think that they're in a race situation, where then you can play Shurkan, trade their board, and now you're equalized on lore, and they don't just automatically win by continuing to play things and turn them sideways. You can't really do that with Minnie. Now, if we get a new mechanic that, like, say there's like reverse shift. Imagine a morph that said like every character gains shift equal to their cost. That can be played on like that. So then you could shift any character on it. So you could play this new morph on 2 or 3, and then turn 4, play the Minnie Mouse for 4, turn it sideways, get its ability. Boom. And it's in card games in general. This is like a very important thing when analyzing and remember cards, especially if you're trying to play fun penny stock games, because this Minnie Mouse is not going to be worth money in the long run. Maybe we'll get some collectors of Minnie Mice, but like if you're going to spend money collecting Minnie Mouse, aren't you just going to buy the iconic version, or something like that? So this card is only really going to go up in price in my mind based on its playability. It doesn't really have a collectability aspect. It probably is really high chance to be reprinted as a regular rare, which could give it also a low thing. So like I could see buying, like I personally will be buying 10 to 20 copies of it if it drops down to like 10 cents or something like that, because it has the ability that eventually something good being printed could make it playable, if it's super good. At the same time, it's also like it would take some things. That said, like the current format's kind of slow and weird. It's slow and not slow at the same time. Worse than narrow. Yeah. Alright, so we're gonna put her in C. She's definitely the worst card we've looked at so far. Like, probably D. As she is, with no cards to support her, she's like a D that, like, in the future could be better. This Ursula is a cool card. Oh, this is the tramp deck. Ursula, voice stealer. So you play this on turn 5 on the draw. On curve. And your opponent curved to 5. So you can exert the 5. And then we have to assume that on turn 4, we played a threat that can then answer the 5 drop. Hopefully profitably, but even trade if the 5 drop's scary and it's a trade up and that's what we want to do. And then we play a song for free. And in core, that's not very much. What am I looking for? Songs. Legality. So let's go up to 5s. So if we're playing madrigals, I guess we can play Ursula's. We have a madrigal deck. Maybe I should put Ursula in the deck. Who knows? Play turn 4 Louise. I think that's her name. Take something out. She's still around. Next turn, play Ursula. Exert their 5 drop. Take it out with the Louise. Play a family madrigal. Grab another one. Bruh! Cards busted. S tier. Obviously. Louisa? I'm sorry. Family madrigal. I don't know how to pronounce half of your names or what they are.
SS Trudeau with a Prime sub. Took a break, but I am back and starting to prep for an 8K/5K next month.
Nice. Is that the Glass City one? I will be casting Glass City. Nice. Well, I shall see you there. So the Ursula could maybe see play in this deck where we have 14 songs. The problem is playing a Be Our Guest? Bruh. Now, if they had worded it in some crazy manner that would make sing togethers cost 5 less or cost X less, and then you could exert more. So you could then like use it, exert your like another character and play second star, draw some cards. I'd like it a lot more than, or play the 6 drop, or I'm sorry, the 9. Yeah, these things up here. You know, play Mob Song off of her. Ooh, yeah. I mean, I don't know how we're doing that for 10. Like, so we are singing with our 4 drop, our 1 drop. And then the 5 from Ursula, and then we're challenging their 5 drop with our 2 drop, and then our 3 drop is questing. So we have a 1 or a 3 drop is helping sing or challenge, and then we're dealing 3 here. Put me on the creative team, except for the whole like, how do you word that to work? That sounds like a nightmare. Toward that. Man, I don't think I've seen this enchanted art. That is gorgeous. I feel like they did the Madrigal family dirty. And I don't know if that's because, like, in testing, the synergies were too good, so they got nerfed or not. But, like, in general, a lot of mechanics that, like, I see that my magic brain is just like, oh, look at that. Like, history has shown that certain elements come together to create something very powerful, and this is showing some of those elements. Like, look at this. And then I look at it and I'm like, oh, look at the stopgaps they put into place. I think they put one or two too many. But like designing, I've been making my own card game, and I'm trying to do like the opposite, where instead of like lowering the power level on everything to level 2, I'm just like, well, let's just up it all to 3 and see how that plays out. Hopefully it doesn't butcher it. Where is Decandio? Yeah. Luisa. How do I pronounce her name? I cannot remember from the movie. I could probably just search it. Google's like, hey, idiot, this is how you do it. Just Louisa. You guys just had to hear this dude's voice. Alright, obviously, Big Brain Wonderland knows how to pronounce names. The most extra video, right? I mean, if you're gonna make a YouTube video about how to say a name, how do you make it longer than 5 seconds to try to make ad money or something? I mean, honestly, people are already doing that with Elsa 5, so maybe. The problem is I would want another one. That on it. Yeah, with the double V, to be like, how do you pronounce this? It's like, a lot of people might be confused. I can't even do the raspy thing at all. It's like a lot of people do Vivandaland. No, no. But I kind of like that. I just like this card. But anyways, there's just not songs to do with it. I mean, all is found. Maybe that's what we're doing. We're playing Into the Unknown, and all is found. That's not that bad, honestly, because then that lets us play Elsa 8 the next turn. But how do we have 2 cards in our discard? Tipo trading with something. And if we're in Blurple, we don't have... I mean, I guess we could just play This Is My Family. Or Poor Unfortunate Souls. One jump ahead. Develop envisions. Yeah, we can. My brain is like, we need. It has to be a song or it has to be a character. It's like, it can be anything. I mean, maybe there's like a weird ramp blurple that, like, obviously blurple's ramp, but I mean an extra ramp blurple that's just like jamming maximum Elsas because they can. But maybe all is found and that Ursula just are not needed. It is an interesting card. And then if we look at Infinity, you can play Friends with it, you can play Strength, and then you don't lose as much value if you're on play. You can hit their 4-drop and you still get a Strength. You can hit their 3-drop if it's like an aerial, and or if you're ramping somehow and still also able to play removal. It's not a bad card. I think it's probably more realistically playable than these two, but I think this Mickey Mouse... It's weird. I want to say this Mickey Mouse has a higher payoff just because it can, like, quest for 4 and just win you the game. And this is just, like, a weird value. They're both, like, value engines. I think this one, because it's also possibly removal at the same time, is better. It might even be a B. But for core, these are going to be rated I wonder if I should just do overall rating or just directed for core. We're just doing overall, and even then, it's still a C. Because like right now, if we were doing just core, it's probably unplayable unless that random ramp that we talked about. It's a build around card. So you know what? We'll do B. B for build around, I think. And then maybe if we had more songs that were good, it could even be an A, honestly. Like it could be like an Elsa 5 power level, realistically. Um, Instead of having the rusher, you have the song. You just have to already have a character in play already. So you go turn 4 Stitch. Turn 5 this. Exert their thing. Stitch their guy. And you sang like a strength or the... Here's the question. Do you play 4 copies of Draw a Card, Gain a Lore for 2 song? If you're playing for Ursula. It's uninkable. You don't really want to sing it necessarily, but with Ursula, it lets you get a free card replacement and gain a free lore. I mean, with Ruby, you get BKU, which could be good. I mean, you're gonna want some sort of thing to get back with Shark. And randomly, if you play it on turn 7, you could play Pirate's Life with it. It's a card that I don't think is going to be worth money, so I'm going to try to pick them up for a few dollars for foils if I'm lucky, and or like 20 to 30 to 40 cents a piece if I want to play them on stream. That's my aim. In a normal set, I've heard there's a lot of lower allocations. I heard the Dumbo pre-sold regulars for 65, which is Tamatoa range, right? Is that where we are in a solved meta? Alright, we're on Genie. I think a lot of people were hyped about this card at first, and then it underperformed, I think. It's not... Yeah, too many evasives. It's got a 3, so it could get smashed if that's even played. Their Calhouns can hit it and survive by playing Feather. Featherhoon. I like the concept. And it would probably be absurd as a rare in limited. It's not terrible. The format, it's not good against Blurple, is the problem, and so it's being pushed out of the metagame. But I think overall the card is good. Yo, JDZ! VVISS. Or their W's. And at that point, he doesn't like the car. Rest in hiss. So we're on power line. Which power line are we on first? The big guitar. That's the... Ooh. I think this card's cool. And, you know, like, maybe my foil Lilos will go up in price because someone builds some crazy deck with this. Where you're shifting it on turn 4, singing eye to eye or something. How do we do this, right? Like, if we're shifting and using it on turn 4, then we had to have played a turn 2 power line, but that's what we want to use as a singer. But we could also then have played a turn 3 power line. So assuming we went turn 2, turn 3 power line, and then say we played a Mulan on turn 1. Or we got to be another. So the power line gets us 2 cards, right? So we just have to have one song, one other song. And so if we have a B King Disputed in our hand, just go to types, songs. Depending on our second color, either Sudden Chill or a 1 jump or Be Our Guest or Poor Unfortunate Souls or a Stand Out or a Strength, you know, one of those. Then we sing Eye to Eye, or okay, yeah, Dino. All right, we'll do the crazy Dino high roll, right? Wait, why is Dino not here? Did Dino rotate? Oh, set 9. Oh, duh. Duh. So we sing BKU. We shift. We sing Eye to Eye. We draw 2 cards. We activate ability. We look at 4 cards. We grab Down in New Orleans. We look at the top 3 cards. We grab a Lilo. We put Lilo into play. We ready our power line. Then our power line sings another Down in New Orleans. Let me double check on what power line actually does. Make sure I'm not like, what's over here? Oh, no, actually it only triggers once, so you can't even go off. JDZ, he's a hard once per turn. He's pissing me off. Alright, so you grab the Lilo, you put Lilo in play, you ready your power line, and then you pass the turn, and they can't challenge it. Yeah, so why do we even want Dino? We don't even need the Dino then. Like, so I think in that Magic Land, we don't play Dino. We just play other songs, right? So, like, we sing a Be Our Guest or a BKU. Then we sing Eye to Eye with Powerline. Activate or draw 2 cards or whatever, then play a Pirate's Life or whatever. Then we play Lilo from our hand for free and we ready our power line, and then we challenge something because it's a 6/4, or we just pass the turn. And we have a Lilo in play, a power line in play, another power line in play. We gained 4 lore, and our opponent gained 0 lore because we played Pirate's Life. So ups and downs, right? Still a little high rolly, I think, to be playable. But if the song if the Powerline Max Goof song package in general is okay and playable, I think you can just put Lilo and the Powerline thing in your, like, I think you just play Eye to Eye and Lilo and be like, okay, whatever. Like, I'm the aggro deck, I'm the burn deck, so I'm playing Pirate's Life, Eye to Eye, and Shark. So I'm doing that. Maybe Radigan, or are we just going cray here? The problem is it's probably never winning if it's ever on the back foot. Eye to Eye, I haven't played enough, but maybe Mulan Shift is like the answer to a lot of things. The problem is it's not the answer to Blurple, because they just exert and take down our shift target, and everything they have is evasive. But so okay, so you play the shift Mulan, then you play Feather on the Mulan, and then you shift the Mulan and just hope they don't Elsa it. Easy. Easy. Is it even good synergy in a deck with Naveen? There's no payoff songs. Like, we're reanimating. I mean, do we have a way to get Dragon in our discard to play the Circle of Life? I mean, at least Amber gives us Lantern, and that gives us the ability to play Mulan a turn sooner if we wanted. And it gives us Huey if we wanted to be aggressive in that way. You mean like just hard cast a card? Oh, Circle of Life for Naveen. If Naveen could play, if Naveen was the same thing as Ursula, where it could like you could play sing togethers, but then someone else would have to like sing part of it. If that made sense, like you'd have to have a singer 4 to play the 10 cost mob song, but that'd be funny. I'll get to Roxanne later. So Powerline, where is he? He's a B. He's a build around. He might be better than Genie and Ursula, but they're all like all of the so these 3 cards here are like the new archetypes that they're giving us to play with in a way. Ursula's kind of like not I guess these 2 are like just powerful cards. Ursula's kind of an archetype. You need a song. It is an answer. It's reasonably costed. It only quests for 1, like the way removal characters should be. Looking at you, Hades and Lady Tremaine. Yeah, Shark getting back Circle to get back Shark is hilarious against non-blurple decks that just put Shark into your Inkwell. But that is, if there was Be Prepareds. Yo, Jane. So we'll just leave him here. He's probably better than Ursula currently, but I do have desires to play with the Ursula now. After we talked about it, I put this in some decks. I haven't been able to play it yet, but sadly, I think it's a little too slow. I don't know if this would be too good if it triggered on come into play as well. I'd be much more apt to want to play it. Or if it had shift. This is what the 4-drop one should have been. The 4-drop one that plays things off the top should look at the top 2 cards or top 3 cards. And whew, Mob Song would have been actually good. But sadly, I think it just kind of falls flat. Similar to Genie, like very powerful ability, just isn't able to be implemented well enough. Next card, I think a lot of people like, for sure. I think it's gonna upset a lot of people. It's a fun card. It's gonna be worth way more than it should be. I think people. I already know some people who their price points of not letting it go under, I feel like, are way too dang high. But I hope just a ton get opened and people just chill. When you play this character, your other characters gain Challenger 2 this turn. So your in Purple Steel, you can go like Diablo Cusco, play this, take out two characters, most likely one because everyone's playing daisies. Um, it's very powerful. It lets Stitch in a weird slow world, like challenge for 5 any readied character. Um, she gets banished very easily. Um, she's good. I've seen her just do nothing a few times as well, watching other people play. She's definitely in the A tier based on just like she's a cog. She fills a role. There's very little removal. Like if this was Infinity, she's like whatever. She's a B. She's a C. That's the issues. But in Core, she's like an A and a half. She's like almost every steel deck I build is probably going to be playing 3 to 4 Lilos, and that is literally the definition of an S. But I don't always put it. She's like a Pete, right? I don't think I gave Pete an S. I think Pete was still just an A. And that's what's so good about her. I guess the thing that upsets me about her is the fact that she's not an uncommon. She should be an uncommon with an iconic. She breaks the mold of Steel having absurd uncommons that are better than everything else in the set, and they may like I don't like that. What are we doing? Steel's known for having cheap, powerful uncommons, not super rares worth money. That's some emerald crap where they get some stupid Cusco card worth a bunch of money for a little bit and then it drops. We do have Calhoun and Strength that are worth money, but alas, we've got promos of them, right? Can't. I want to get some Strength promos. Well, yeah, we'll put it here. It's probably going to see more play than Dumbo, even. Because I know some Blurple players don't even play 4 Dumbos. But most of the time when you play Lilo, you play 4. There will be more Blurple players than the others. But these two are like fighting for the best card in the set so far. Put it low so it starts at a low. I mean, its price is going to be 100% based on allocation. If people who are normally just buying a couple boxes and aren't buying singles can't buy boxes and then have to buy singles instead, and therefore are also not selling their duplicates online, it's going to make everything worth a bunch of money. Like it's going to be like set 1 bad, where any new card is worth something, but the reprints won't be. So, which would then possibly make these cards worth more because it's the only chases. Are these an iconics? It's just like Scar, not good. Yeah. I'll be selling all my duplicates. Sell why it's high and hyped. Yeah. I prefer to buy high and sell low, like a true fool, or someone who just is lazy and slow to the hit. What are we going to? Beast boy. This card is just kind of lackluster. First of all, I think it should be an uncommon because this is a limited card in my mind. It also should hit lore. I feel like the art is... How do I say this? This art, I would say, is from the theater release of Beauty and the Beast, where this art is from the straight to video Beauty and the Beast 4 Revenge of Beast's uncle or something, like if that makes sense to me. I don't want to be insulting, but like just like it's it's not even it's weird. It just looks like a different type of animation style that is not, you know, when you're selecting your bowling beast. All right, the fact that it's, you call it bowling beast and I now see him as a guy bowling, I'm like way more apt to like this art just for that. Is this actually, it's like mini golf version of bowling? It's so this is actually part of the bowling alley. He's bowling here too. You don't understand. This is when he gets a strike, or a turkey, or whatever the heck they call that triple play stuff in bowling. But the card as well is like, I feel like Ian's art is wasted on this card. Because I don't know. I would want it to cost one less to see competitive play with no other changes. One less. At the same price, I would want it to also give a lore and one more butt. I'd want it to be a 5 cost 5/5. Your princesses get triple buffed. Realistically, I would want this to cost 3 and be a 3/3 that then bonused all 3. Quests into curves into Rapunzel. Rapunzel costs 4. Which Rapunzel are we talking about? So you play Rapunzel, then you play this, but then it's just a 2/6. Yeah, like that's the thing, is we don't have any anthem effects, glorious anthems, lord effects, whatever. Like they're all power toughness. There's not very many, if any. I can't think of one. There might be one, but I can't think of it that gives all of them like +1 lore. Yeah, so it's a really expensive anti Sisu card, and it doesn't even protect your 1 and 2, all your 1 and 2 drops. Like it doesn't protect Cindy on its own, anyways. Plus, it's Beast. He's an angry guy. Why is he giving them defense? He should be aggressive. Well, all right, all right. So he either should have rush and only give defense, or he should just only give offense. But having a rush 5 like here, better Maui, here you go, is probably too good as well. That's just a different card. Hey, Boomy. Are on quest triggers. Okay, yeah, I knew there was some. Yeah, they don't want to give you like play it and get a bunch of boosts to win on the spot. I think like there's 99 puppies, I guess, is like that, but then you don't get the body. I think this queen is not bad. If a princess queen deck exists, like this is the card. It'd be so much better if Minnie Mouse was better. If Minnie Mouse could hit anything, I'd be playing 4 queens, because then when they challenge your Minnie Mouse down, you just discard your other card, get back your Minnie Mouse, and replay it, and then the next turn you go again, right? Like, boom! We got some playability. But instead, we've got this, like, stopgap on Minnie Mouse, preventing it from doing anything. Is the other Minnie Mouse still around, or did she rotate? The one that always does it? If she's still around, maybe Nope, she rotates. She could maybe have been playable in this format. Maybe had been playable. But she's better than the iconic one, I think. And she saw no play. But being a 1/5 with no Brawl, no Sisu, no one playing baby Sisu, like, this card could have actually been good. This is probably the best of the Enchanteds from the cycle. This is the Super Goof cycle, right? I actually don't dislike this Enchanted art. And I, like, actively dislike the Super Goof Enchanted art. But I think this ability on this queen is pretty good. We've got an iconic version. Not iconic. We've got an epic version of her. Just the borderless treatment. Is it too early to... Oh, the kitty cat in the background? It's the only reason I haven't been putting up the green screen, is just so the kitty can chill on stream. Is it too early to say that the epics are lackluster? Is that just like, is that a bad take? Because I like it. I'm going to play these. I will prefer these over. But if we were to just look at like the Pokemon full art cards that are in the same price, that are probably at a cheaper price range, honestly. Like even Magic has like alternate arts at all price points. Basically, there's alternate art styling cards in Magic that are worth bulk prices of like 10 cents a piece, right? But it's still, it's really cool to get that type of thing in limited style formats. I look up Pidgey. I had this Pidgey when I played for a little bit last year. I was like, well, I could buy a 30-cent Pidgey, or I could buy this. Well, this is a Japanese one. I can't even use it because they have terrible rules where you have to play English cards in America. Or I could spend $8 on this version, which is cool. But look at this art, and this is just the Gust Pidgey, right? So it's the same thing as this right here. This is literally the exact same Pidgey. You know how Gust and Pidgey and 60 HP all say the same. It's an 8-cent card, basic art, right? This is crazy. But we look at this, and it's just the same art without the black border. Why? Every card should look like this, and I want alternate cards that look like this. That's what I want. Borders are for the weak. Cards without borders. But it is nice to have something like this. We needed an extra chase type card. The problem is I think for the enfranchised customer might not be too happy with this in the long run. And in the long run, it might turn out to be kind of a flop, sadly. So, I mean, does it upset you then when you see Enchanteds? Do they do that to you already? Because like Enchanteds are already doing that. But I think you could. I do think that's like a slight difference, but so you wouldn't like playing. You don't like this aspect then? You wouldn't want some Pokemon to look like this and some you'd want like this? No text boxes are in the same spot. So you don't like this because it doesn't have the text box. But if the text box is in the same spot, you don't care about the rest of it, but you want it to look, you want the outline border to be the same. So you don't like what Magic does where they do specialty borders that are different. I could see that being irritating. And like, as someone who has not played Magic basically in forever, in a year. In a year. I say forever, but it's been a year. I like look at some of the new cards that have been coming out. Oh, there's got to be some new cards in the expensive cards. There we go. Shivan Dragons in standard, funny. Like, this is a Magic card. It does have the border. Like, it's borderless, it's okay. It's not, this looks like a comic book card. Like, if I was to just glance at this, I would say that this is like a Versus card or some new comic book game. It's okay, but it's not like traditional Magic feel. It's okay. This is like, I like this, and it does have a different border on the top, but it's like the same border with accents to it, and it's not too crazy. So this is fine to me. This is kind of, I think this is maybe a little crazy. A little crazy there. I really, really, really liked Thrones, the original adventure cards. The border treatment for Bone Crusher Giant. I would want every single card in the game to have that border. Not this one, not that yucky border, that normal one. This is, I love it. Love it. And it's worth like nothing, which blows my mind. But it's just elegant, gorgeous, good lines. Like, you get, I don't know, it just tickles my brain so nicely. And I know people who hated this. And I like the blueprint alts, and no one likes those in Lorcana. And people hate the sketch cards too. What's a card that's got a sketch card? What's the enchantment that costs 2? That everything loses their abilities. Murktide. Murktide has one. Ew. I don't like that art at all. That is not a pretty art. The card's still $17. I guess it's full art. So here is the sketch. I like this a lot. A lot of people did not like it, which was good for me because it's all right. So this is $6 low. Let's. Where's the other one? Oh, it is just that. I don't know. This is 5. Oh, wow. So when I played, the sketch version was like a couple dollars cheaper than the normal version, but now it looks like the sketch is a little bit more. I guess people just don't use either of those versions. Promo pack, secret layers. The list must just not see play if it's that cheap. I mean, it's got to see a little play if it's $9, $10, $6, but it's just slowly, steadily gone down. But anyways, enough about Magic. Talking about the art, you know. But you can't be happy with everyone. But it could push people out of the game. But I think it has to go crazy. Like, the art styles in Magic don't really get me, but we're going to go back to it. Spider-Man art, though, it's just like, I don't know how much I like this aspect like the cross universe things. It, I think I was fine with the treatment they did for The Walking Dead, where they took cards and then they had like the name underneath of it, and then we're like, this is the same card, but it's got, this is like the Peter Parker skin. Although in The Walking Dead it was like, this is Rick, but Rick has these. And then I think they might have even made cards that were individual, but like I would have preferred like the Godzilla cards and stuff like that, that they're just alternate named versions of cards in the set. I think is way better than this, because this is just a Spider-Man card. It should be in a Spider-Man game. This is not a Spider-Man game. If this game's premise was grabbing characters from every universe, that's fine. But this game has its own universe and stories that it created and curated, and they're just like, nah, we don't want this. We're just gonna hop on the hype wagon, and that just, I don't like that. I don't know why I don't like it. Maybe it's just because they're embracing too many new things and ignoring the elements that made the game good. But this card, I think, could be pretty good if we had it. It's like a build around card, but like if we had a princess that drew a card when it came into play, it's just like you don't want to turn it sideways, but it has support, so your opponent might not turn their stuff sideways. I do like this style too. I think the Blood Moon had something too, right? Yeah, I liked this border style as well. So like it's different, but it's not too different. This part's all this. Although I don't like this. I, this is like a break from the styling. It's too modern smooth, whereas in this is like Art Deco-ish. That's probably the wrong words. I'm just using buzz keywords. I don't like how this border dies right here and doesn't go through the whole thing. A pretty card. People hate that card. I like it. Punish people for playing 5 colors. The Magic Feather. Why we need to be on... Oh, I think I'm on just the wrong... Yep, that's why. Is it Magic Feather costs 3? Oh, it costs 2. This is better than I thought. I thought it cost 3 and bounced for 2. I think it's probably better to cost 2 and bounce for 3. I mean, it's not bad. Play it on a Monstro, wipe out your Blurple opponent's stuff. Probably a little expensive and slow for that, but it's kind of fun. Playing it on your Calhoun to finish something off. That's the problem, is like all of the all of the things that we want to challenge that are evasive are big butts. The only exception is Dumbo, right? But if they have a suspicion that we're on Magic Feather, they might not. But if we're on Magic Feather, we're on Elsa, because why are you not playing Elsa? So if we're on Elsa, they're probably going to exert into it, because they're not going to just leave it back and not activate it. I'm going to grab a donut, because that's just like lore left on the table. So they want to make sure to get all their value. But that said, you might also just have something already in play that can take it down, so maybe they do leave it. I've eaten far too many of these mini donuts. Oh, we're on an ad break right now. I'm going to go use the bathroom then. Perfect time to go potty. Woo! Of course, my coffee's empty, but we'll wait. That's cute. It does save it for turns or two. Basically, a feather on elephant's kind of funny. And I mean, you can use it with Tamatoa to put it into play for free to save that 2 ink. I think it's not bad. It's probably going to see more play than all of these other cards and see. We're going to try to rank it on how much play we expect them to be. Well, it's hard to say. It's like power level, whatever. Like, I think the power level on the Queen is more than the Magic Feather. But I think the Magic Feather is going to see more play and probably better more often. But, like, the Queen has a higher. Like, when the Queen is really good, it's probably better than the Magic Feather can ever be. But on like the ceiling on the Queen's way higher, but the average level of the Magic Feather is like it's gonna do more and more often than the Queen is. Maximus Goofimus. What a rebellious little boy. Oh, my bad. Rebellious teenager. What a rebellious baby man. Or baby dog. He's got that dog in him. Fast boards, cool tunes. What more could you want? How about some playable songs to get back with you, Max? How about that? Did you think about that? Did you think about how much fun it would be to get back Storm every turn? No, you didn't, did you? Well, you probably did, and that's why you didn't reprint it, honestly. I'm filling up coffee. That is the sound, if you're wondering. I'm going to have to brew more. Guzzling this coffee today. I drank a couple Red Bulls yesterday, and my teeth were not happy. So I think I just need to go back to Never drinking energy drinks again. I don't know what it is. It just, my mouth does not like it. You can do some fun stuff with this, though. If we're in Sapphire, we go turn 2 Tipo, turn 3, sing Sudden Chill, play Max Goof, get back Sudden Chill, turn 4, sing Sudden Chill, shift Big Goof, quest, replay Sudden Chill. That's 3 Sudden Chills by turn 4. Doesn't seem bad. It does not seem bad. And even just value. Like, if strength... Man, my nose. If strength is actually... It's the only card that's amazing, right? So in Steel, getting back the best thing, it's probably worth it. And then maybe playing Sudden Chill just so this can get stuff more often. It's like a slow... It's kind of weird. Because with Sudden Chill in this, it's like a really bad Maleficent. That's the issue, is like your song has to be good to want to play it again. Like enough that attaching a tutu and exerting a character makes it worth, which is kind of funny. But strength is really the only thing that does that right now. Yeah, Be Our Guest is a little slow, but maybe the resist or the can't challenge ones are worth it, but we don't have a good singer for it is the other problem. We're playing this on turn 4, so turn 3 we played a Pete and then sang Strength and then this, or Mother Knows Best and then this. One thing I do like about this character is it sings Mother's Knows Best on itself, bounces itself back, you play it, and then you get a strength. So then you can turn your Mother Knows Bests also into strengths. That seems kind of fun. But I think it's a B. I think it's probably in this range here. It'll be interesting to see which of these get up there. Like, we already have the Big Max Goof up here as an A, right? And the fact that this is already like not bad, plays together. Like, it's almost like they built the shift card to be good with its shift target. Who would have guessed it? This Goofy, though, is interesting. We're actually going to brew a deck with it right now. We're going to start the brewing of a deck, I should say. Legality. Cool. Give me them goofs. It's probably at the top right because it's the newest set first. And so well, we'll just look at all locations, but I'm pretty sure the only color that has a 1-drop... There's like 2 good 1-drop ones, and one is Fairy Ship, and the other is Hidden Cove, right? So at the beginning of your turn, if you have a character here, gain 1 lore at the start of your turn. You know, this one's also actually not that bad. Max Goof kills the Infinity format before it was even played. Merlin's Cottage with Blue Stitch. Sugar Rushway is okay. The thing is that Goofy doesn't really work with the bigger Sugar Rush. And I guess, like, using Sugar... I like that Sugar Rush costs 0 to move, so you can just use the Goofy to move there to draw a card by moving another character, but that's still... Like, you don't get a draw with this dang Goofy until turn 3. He is a turn 3 play most of the time, I think. You just have to have two characters into play. You just until they give us a 0 cost 1/1/1, which I think is a reasonable card for them to give us. Honestly, I think it just opens up crazy deck possibilities like 0 drop dock, draw 2, 0 drop 0 drop go. You have to draw all 4 of them, but make Tinkerbell good again. But if we were to make this Goofy playable, is probably something like this. And the unfortunate thing is we want to play Amber, but the Amber ones all suck. Or I should use nicer language. The Amber ones are just not that playable. I mean, we also have Library. So, like, if we go to expensive ones, we have Mine and Library. And humorously, Goofy and Mine don't work very well together because you only get to deal 1 because it only triggers the first time. You can't ignore it and then move a dwarf and choose to trigger it that time. Another card that this card wouldn't even be that good if it was worded properly. But this location really should have said when you play this location, exert chosen character. While this location is in play, that character can't ready at the start of the turn. Like, let it be an answer. It's so easily answered already, right? Like, Fox, take it out. Fox, bounce back. Like, Snake, bounce back what you targeted. I no longer care about this location outside of you gaining 1 lore. It's like, this realistically could have been a 3-cost inkable location that exerted a readied character, and it doesn't ready. That was also, and it would be played and good, but still fair. If it's uninkable, it should have more health. It should be either 5 or 7 to play around a couple different cards. Goofy in the Library is probably like maybe one of the better locations. So it's like you just like play a goof on, like, you go Fairy Ship into a playable 2-drop, play Goofy, move him to Fairy Ship, move the other character to Fairy Ship, draw a card. Next turn, play Library, move Goofy to Library, moves the other character to Library, draw a card, quest with both, and then if they get banished, you get to draw a card. The problem is, like, this could actually work, and this would beat some decks in Infinity. But with the current meta, this would just get wrecked. It would just get ran over. Dude, I know so many people that would love for this card to see play. Would love for this card to see play. What is this? What was this even from? Wasn't this from Continentals? A pristine 10 for 3.2k. 1.7k sold. just don't remember selling mine is the thing. I remember selling. Maybe I sold it, and I'm thinking of how much is the ball worth? I think I still have my copy of this. I think I still have this, and I sold my Palace. I can't remember. I sold one to my buddy at Continentals. Maybe I sold them both. I don't know. I don't even know what I own, apparently. But I know there's some people who really want that to go up in price because they have that copy of it. And they would like it to be worth money. I got 17th place. So I definitely got one. Missed out on like 4K to 8K at the time by a tiebreaker. Tiebreakers in Lorcana have cost me like $7,000 to $10,000. That's so crazy. But this could maybe be something. The problem is it's just good against like control decks that do not exist in this format. It needs a deck to try to win off of a come from behind catch up mechanic card like Be Prepared. These are anti Be Prepared cards. We don't have a Be Prepared. Hopefully the next set gives us something. The part of me thinks that RB's like, you know what? These kids complained about Be Prepared for months and months, saying it should be banned. Let's give them a set, one format with no Be Prepared. And you know what? If it's really bad, the diehard kids, you can just play Infinity until the next set comes out. We'll give them the new better board wipe in the next set that hopefully DeCandio worked on. I don't know when. I can't remember if it's the next set or then one after that people projected his cards are on. But in that one thing, it'll be so bad that people won't complain about what it's like. All right, so a lot of people didn't get to experience the Worlds format, obviously, because it was a small event and it was difficultish financially to play because you need to build 3 decks. So you can't just like only buy a couple Chase Legends. You have to basically buy all of them. But realistically, we found very early that it's a format with no steal. So there's no removal, or the only removal is Be Prepared. So in this world, the Blurple deck actually loses. Like, I think the Blurple deck gets hurt by the Be Prepared more than the Amber Steel deck. The Amber Steel deck loses when it's like Be Prepared followed by another Be Prepared or a Sisu effect. Like, Sisu is what killed Amber Steel aggro. But like Blurple's like strategy, I feel also gets got by the Be Prep. There's not a catch up from behind. So if they tempo you out, you lose. So any tempo deck, like, you can't beat them if they have it. In regards, but I kind of went off track there and forgot the point I was going to try to make. It was like I walked through a doorway. I don't know if anyone else does that, but when I walk through a doorway, I instantly forget why I walked into the other room. Perilous Maze, Watery Labyrinth, is that the one where they discard a card when they challenge? Yo, Ryan. Yeah, 88 Students Unite. I just open the fridge and think, yeah. When I worked at Olive Garden, I'd like walk in Olive Garden and Applebee's, both of those. If I walked into the freezer, like the walk-in freezer, I would I'd be like, I ran out of something on the line and I came back here for it. It's busy and I need this item and I just completely forgot. And I have to just stand there for a few moments while thinking of what the last thing I did was and what do I need to fix it. Goofy sent me off. I think the card's good, just not right now. Whoa. Oh, he moved here. Okay. He is a build-around card. But he's very easily answered. He's like Vanellope to me. Also a location card I think is very good, but just too slow. Ultimately, too slow. Yep. I think we put her over here. I feel like she got moved out of this tier. I think she was there. Oh, you're in the food industry, JDV? Oh, bro. Are you front of house or back of house? Or management? Fishing pole. Chaos, baby. I was back of house. I worked one serving job, and I worked one serving job and one dish job, and then all the others were cooks. Although some restaurants treated their cooks like dishwashers, and I hate washing dishes, so I did not work there long. Banish this item shows like this has some capabilities. It's kind of slow. This is what they want you to do with your Tamatoa. Like you play it, you play Tamatoa, you quest, put a copy of this into play if you have it all, then banish this, return Tamatoa to your hand, gain 2 lore, play Tamatoa, get this back to your hand. And then every turn you're gaining 4 lore and they can't challenge it down, but it's slow and dirtily and it doesn't do much. But if we had, say, something that also gained us advantage on top of that we were drawing extra cards from, maybe. We have Under the Sea, maybe that would help us get to that. It's really slow, but I think 2 lore is nowhere near the same as drawing a card like Popsicle. Yeah, I live in Nebraska, in Lincoln, Nebraska, and this is a college town. Um, uh, I remember, like, but I'm also a card player, so when I would apply at a job, I was like, I will work and close Friday nights and Sunday nights, but I will not work Saturdays. I just don't work Saturdays. And as soon as Husker season started, my coworkers hated me so much because they all were Husker fans and they wanted to go watch the game and do whatever, but they're stuck working doubles on Saturdays. And I just never worked a single Saturday, and I don't even watch the games that they care about. And I'm only playing in events like every other weekend, anyways. But the fishing pole is close. It's another kind of build around card, but just like Goofy, it's not good enough. I would say it's like here. I think trying to get there with Minnie Mouse to gain lore is better at the time. If we get a couple cards to make Tamatoa playable, the moment Tamatoa is playable in Emerald Sapphire, this card is like here or here. Realistically, this is probably, maybe this is up here, and I just should be putting this like right here, probably. Because this is gonna see play. It's as a 1 or a 2 of. It's also not that bad to play with Tamatoa if you think about it, honestly. If we had another good purple item, amethyst, if there's another item that drew us cards to gain advantage, questing with Tamatoa, putting this into play to just protect it is like not that bad, and it doesn't like hurt our tempo any. Can gain you 8. How does this gain lore? Do I not even know what this card does? When you play this item, oh, because of Dumbo, just because of Dumbo and Monstro. Probably not. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's Like you already have a Dumbo in play, so you're already drawing cards. Then you have enough ink to play Monstro, and your Monstro survives. And it doesn't. Yes, it draws you 8 card. Oh, 8 lore. Yeah, you draw a card, discard, but you gain a lore. So it filters into a good card, and you gain 8 lore. It's interesting, but I feel like you're already winning from there. That said, it gives you another alternate win condition in the Amber Monstro deck, right? Like, Magic Feather is a card you can play into the field, not have it get discarded out of your hand. I wish there was a way to take advantage of it being an item in Amber Amethyst, though. Dumbo will always get Hades or Unknown, yeah. Well, you can hold on to the Dumbo, right? So like you don't gain as much lore, but you like if you have Monstro and they don't Hades the Monstro somehow, some reason, ready up and then you give it evasive, take out their genie, play Dumbo, discard a card, ready it, draw a card, gain a lore, gain a few lore, and then filter like your last few cards from bad cards to good cards, trying to dig for your actual combo piece. Hmm. Too funny. We got that other power line. We got that Rushy Boy power line. I think this card's not bad. When I look at it, I'm like, yes, this is good. You can easily sing, be our guest in Amber Ruby songs, which I'm assuming is the color pairing you want. So you can have 8 Singer 4s on turn 4. So you're guaranteed to be able on turn 3 sing BKU and then rush with this. The problem with that line is if your opponent knows you're going to play power line, they just vanquish the character that's exerted. They're probably going to choose that character anyways because their character that's not exerted is probably better than their exerted character, unless it's Daisy. That's like the only time that might not be the case. Like, they might. Like, the funny thing is, Penny would keep it alive anyways. So it would have. They'd have to have, like, double talk or something terrible, or like Troubadour or something like that. But they'd have to have songs. I think this card is good, but it needs another song. I think it's like here in the fringe of cards that are actually going to see play, whereas in these 3 are probably not good enough. But like, note they're all together. Like, they're all kind of attached to each other, I think. Like, if Powerline's playable, these 2 are probably playable because they're also based on songs. So it's like all the song package is kind of a B, and it's all together with like 1 all-star, 2 all-stars if it goes off. Eye to Eye. It's so expensive, and it gains them cards and lore. We were talking earlier that the Ursula could get to play the 5-cost ramp card. The question is that good? And it's like, maybe if we're hitting 8-drop Elsas, I mean, it ramps up. It makes it that we don't have to play ink from our hand, right? So we have to play one more ink from our hand if we want to play Elsa. No more ink if we want to play a Hades. It seems reasonable. Well, I'm eating way too many donuts, that's for sure. This readies it itself. Why? I forgot this even readied it. I'm like talking about how you need to play this and then play another song and then use Lilo to ready it. It's already getting readied. So if you have the eye to eye, you don't even need a singer, right? Because then you just sing the other song the other singer was going to do. So the nut would be eye to eye and a pirate's life. Ready your singer, sing it, and then sing another song, like say another pirate's life, or another eye to eye. I mean, I guess the nut would just be drawing eye to eyes, right? It's like sing eye to eye, ready it, 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 and hit a pirate's life on each. Gain 16 lore. Could you imagine losing to that? I don't know if I've told this story on stream yet. I'll wait till it finishes. It's a story from Worlds. All right. So Zan, I'm pretty sure he's on his aggro list. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's his aggro deck. He quests all out, and he sets up that he's basically winning on his next turn. He passes the turn to Diego. Level 9001. And he has a Jafar in play. Like the shift Jafar. He's a 0 lore. I think there might have been goats or something on Zan's side. I can't remember which list Zan was playing. I was pretty sure it was his aggressive list and he's going to win on the next turn. Diego's playing Amethyst Steel Jafar. Has a Jafar in play, no other characters, and has 7 ink in play. I think he might have just literally hard casted a Jafar and passed the turn before. And so on this turn, he inks, he sings A Whole New World, draws 7 cards, gains 7 lore, pays 3, plays Desperate Plan, discards 6 cards, draws 6 cards, gains 6 lore, hard casts Whole New World, draws 7 cards, gains 7 lore, discards, gains 20 lore from 0. The turn before Zan was going to beat him. In maybe even in close in turns. Like, that's how this would feel. Your opponent's just like boop 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 boop. Although there's less cards drawn this way, and the redundancy of playing 4 Whole New Worlds and the other card, like he had to hit a Whole New World. Like he had the first one. Once he plays the first one, he's got 7 cards to play to hit another one. Although, like, he has to hit the Desperate Plans and a Whole New World, or Desperate Plans into a 2-drop card that draws a card if that existed in his deck, and that's kind of rough. He'd have to draw 2 cards actually, because I think the second Desperate Plans would draw 1 less card. So like he kind of had to hit that, but it's so crazy to have things like that happen. And that's what this could do. Lamp could have done it. Yeah, okay, yeah. Lamp would have drawn 2 and cost 2. Yeah. Wait, does Lamp bounce on Genie and draw on Jafar? I would think that Genie would be the one drawing cards and Jafar bouncing, but I could see, yeah, it is Jafar drawing and Genie bounce. I guess Genie himself bounces cards, so that's way more flavorful. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm just like, if I was to flavorize Genie, I would see him as drawing cards because drawing cards is a good guy thing, and Jafar bouncing is a bad guy thing. But I guess good guys bounce and bad guys banish, maybe. But Eye to Eye, I think it's one of the worst of the song packages. Like, I could see myself brewing a lot of Max Goof based song decks and not playing Eye to Eye. I could see myself building Powerline decks and not actually playing Eye to Eye. I think the drawback on Eye to Eye is gigantic. Will I play Riftbound? I was much more apt to play it when they had a digital client planned, and then they just killed it. If they embrace Pavel's new Pixel-born digital client, I'll try it out for sure. I've been playing a little bit of Gundam, but I got sick 2 Wednesdays in a row. Luckily, I've been feeling good today. Good today. I should hopefully make it to Gundam Locals tonight. But I'm like 3 weeks off of the local meta, and I'm sure online meta I haven't even looked at, so they'll all be playing these new decks I know nothing about, and I'll get crushed. I seem so bad unless you literally win from it. Yeah, that's the problem with it, is like giving your opponent 2 lore and 2 cards so then they could just like... Everyone's already complaining about how annoying it is when your opponent plays a dock. This is docking your opponent. Phrasing. This is... Yeah. I kind of wish it only gained them 1 lore and only gained them 1 card. It costs 9. I haven't even learned how to play Riftbound yet. I've had a few people tell me that it's not fun, but then some other people have been jamming games and been having a blast playing it. The funny thing is, like, imagine when you can't even play Eye to Eye. Like, you're like, oh, I'm gonna win by going Eye to Eye, Eye to Eye, Eye to Eye, Eye to Eye off of, like, some power line. But your opponent is at 12 lore, so you can't play all 4 of them because you'll lose. And you don't have the Pirate's Lives. Or they're at 18, and you have the Eye to Eye and the Pirate's Life, but and you could hit the Pirate's Life off of the power line, but you just can't because your opponent wins the game as soon as you play Eye to Eye. Man, I'm gonna move it down here. Move it right here. It's on the same level as Mickey Mouse. It looks really good on paper, and sometimes you're gonna win a game with it, but most likely it's not good enough. At 18, you win. I mean, I guess if you're both at 18, you could win the game first. But if they're at 18 and you're at 17 and you have a shark in play, get got. Get got. Thanks for all the follows and subs today, everyone. You're amazing. Alice. Wait, is this... Not a reprint, Alice. It just costs 4? Yes. Stretch. Oh, that did feel good. So you can ink your own items. And then when it quests, it shrinks something. So this is how you're supposed to use Baby Sisu. You're supposed to ramp on turn 4. And then shrink on turn 6. Well, turn 5 with 6 ink. And play Baby Sisu. I don't know. You don't even have the items to be able to go like turn 2 sail, play in a 1-drop, and then I mean you do, but they're so. This does. This doesn't work on the tools, right? The tools have to be banished, or do the tools just say when they're exiled? Come on, Dreamborn. Don't you be lagging on me. They're going to have to change it to default set to core format because they're just going to keep coming out with new sets, and it's going to make this deck builder lag so hard if it tries to lag or load in every card with the default filter. It is banished, so you can't even use it. I mean, you can use sword to exert one of your characters to ready one of your characters. It already lagged last set. Oh man, yeah, it's gonna just keep getting worse. Yeah, I think this card is not good enough. It does make me sad. Little teacup Alice. Like Tipo into Alice. And we're inking something. And since it's inked, we don't even get like the fun of recursion. So we don't even get to use it with Tipo. Slightly better than Minnie Mouse, maybe. Probably actually worse than Minnie Mouse. Under the Sea, I guess. But we want, like, it just doesn't line up. This exact song is Smoky Black Cats and Deep Bass Night. Huh. Yeah. Nala. I don't know if Nala's gonna be good or not. Like, she's better than a lot of the other 2-cost quests for 3 uninkables that are like 1/1s or 0/2s, right? Like, I think in general this is better than the rest. The only time when it's not is when Dump Truck puts a damage on it to shrink it. Whereas in that unique scenario, Olivia Flaversham is better because she would be a 0/1 and live. Or whichever one is the 0/2. Maybe Flaversham and Olivia is, and then Simba's just the 1/1 and Pinocchio's the 1/1. And I don't think Pinocchio got reprinted, but Simba did. So we still have 4-ish characters that all do whatever. Dump Truck can't shrink it. Doesn't Dump Truck just put a damage on it directly? I'm pretty sure. Or am I thinking of Dormouse? I must be thinking of using Dump Truck to put a damage on Baby Rhino to prevent yeah, I must be thinking of Dormouse then. I thought it just put damage directly on it. Is mosquito bite really? You may put 1 damage. All right, so Dormouse does get around it. So protecting from dump truck, I guess, is all right then. So in that case, it's better. The only thing that it's not better against is like the mosquito bite or dump truck or dormouse. The funny thing is, like, we ended up using these in our testing for worlds. We found that like lady and the bodyguards or these is like pretty powerful, but like the way the aggro deck is going right now, and with like the blurple, it's like this type isn't good enough. And I think it might just be it's like the consistency of how many, like Amber Steel is probably going to want to play Calhoun over this as it helps it beat the mirror more. The resist doesn't matter much, so it's just like a turn sideways for 3. But the Amber Steel deck is more, I don't know. It's not necessarily looking for this, but maybe it should be. Maybe there's a version that goes lady this on turn 3, turn 4, play another copy of this and play a bodyguard, or go double bodyguard, and that's the package. Orcish Bowmasters. If Dormouse through if I think Dormouse compared to Bowmasters is a crazy comparison, but funny. I loved Orcish Bowmasters. Actually, I played Grixis Delver for months. It was super fun. I mean, it's better than Eye to Eye. That's for dang sure. Jasmine. Well, it is a discard outlet for
Hey, Ivan, it is.
reanimating giant Mickey Mices. Thanks for the follow. Huh. She's got a big butt. She can take down evasives. If it's all an evasive war, I could see some lists playing it. The problem is like when you're on your turn 5, they probably ramped to just answer this with Hades, which is frustrating, but that's just like when it happens, right? If every card they play answers one of your cards or draws cards, they should eventually overwhelm you. Unless you are too fast. This card is... it's a card. It'll probably see more play than Nala, whether or not it should. I don't know. Aura, you sly little princess. I think the problem with this card is it actually makes you empty your hand too fast. And it doesn't apply enough pressure on its own because it only quests for 1. Even though it gives you, like, the Pluto plus, like, it's such a better Pluto. Like, even though Pluto can do anything, the fact that you gain a lore and you get a deal of damage compared... yeah, I think this card is not bad. But there's not the card advantage to support it necessarily. Like, a lot of the times I found myself playing these princess aggro decks, I just ran out of cards almost immediately. They stopped my aggression, and then I couldn't do anything. Like, Basil 1 is so good. Like, it is just crazy. How good he is. And he's a detective. So if we get Detective Matters in next set, this card is just going to see even more play. I'm pretty sure I ordered foils. Need to remember to order the order cards before I tell people how good cards are. So I can actually acquire them before they go up in price. Alright, I ordered 8 foils, so I could play them in 2 decks, / if it does randomly go up in price, I can sell a set to recoup the costs. Yeah, this card's stupid. If you haven't played against it yet, you don't understand. Like, maybe it's you should play the support this bad boy up, get yourself some ink, take out their character. Like, once another character comes into play, especially something like this that you don't care, or like a Diablo or a Tipo, they're like, oh well, I'm not gonna let your Tipo take out my lady. I guess I'm not questing. Boom, just saved you 2 lore for a turn. Yeah, Princess or Queen's pretty sauce. I would have liked one that said ally or hero in steel. That would have been fire. Supporting a Queen of Hearts rush on turn 2 is dirty. Dirty. All right, but real talk, this is probably a B. It's it's probably an A, honestly. I do think it's not good enough yet, but just like these cards, like if there's a card in it's a build around card for sure, and it has enough to build around it to maybe be competitive, but it's missing a few things to really push it over the edge, and I think there's probably a list to take full advantage of it. And it's probably going to be like a half princess thing. Like the lists I've built that have looked the best in my eyes have not been fully princesses. It's been like a hybrid build to take advantage. Like there's some unique cards that are princesses or queens that people don't think about all the time. That's not what I wanted. I mean, like, here's one. So we're using it to play the Queen and Tiana on turn 2, or to be able to slowly ramp out Belle, Elsa, and the Queen. And we're also playing Lantern, so we could do really weird stuff with this deck where we're like, turn 1 Aura, turn 2 Huey or Lantern, turn 3 play Elsa, exert your character, challenge it down, play the Queen. Like, most likely we're not playing Belle there, but it gives us the ability to do it. And then the extra ramp gets taken advantage of with the Stitch. Obviously you can't use her, but you can use her for the Elsa. And it's just another character you can play on 1 to apply pressure, and being able to turn 2 Tiana is pretty good, and the Queen as well is alright. It's just like a thought process of like, how do we do that? And it's just ink otherwise. The fact that it's like it's a form of ramp. It's trying to do what Blurple does, where it ramps on 2. We're using the Aurora and the Lantern as our ramp cards on 2 to be able to play Elsa on curve. Obviously Genie doesn't get helped by Aurora, so it's worse there, but the Lantern lets us do it. That's like kind of a middle, like a mix of the two. And then this one might have been the full-blown princess list. I wonder if at the Speedways I had the... Come on, Dreamborn. I don't have fiber internet for you to lag. And so like here you can really take advantage by using Rush Vanellope, and then you also get Moana, which I think is just a fine card, and being able to play her on turn 3 is also quite powerful. This deck, I was trying to just see if Mickey Mouse plus Mickey Mouse is playable. I don't think it is. I would not play this part of the package. I think is bad. And Aurora also helps your Mulan come down for cheaper.
Hey Dom Bigot.
And you can turn 2 this Mulan as well. So like your turn 2 is Tiana, Mulan, or Vanellope. Obviously the lady's not as good. This deck was cool, but I ran out of cards like that, like so fast. It needs some sort of card draw. I don't know what it is, but it's not in this list. More follows. Thank you, thank you. Fix It Felix, obviously, and we're going to play these locations. This is like the weakest location in the deck. It's probably almost always ink. We're only ever playing it is if we want to draw a card on the Felix, and even then it's like bad filtering. But we have to have a location in play to be at for the Sugar Rush. Although technically we're not playing Tuk Tuk, so we probably could just afford to cut this. Honestly, just cut these 4 cards and add some random other stuff. Back to here. We ranked it. Now we're on Dumbo. I don't know if this card's good enough. It's probably the best of the characters that do this. Yeah, there's just nothing good to sing with the Dreaming Guardian. I think also shifting the ward Aurora is like not terrible. It's like going turn 1 Tiana, or Tiana, that would be pretty good. Turn 1 Aurora, turn 2 Quest, play Tiana, and then turn 3 Ink, shift Aurora, give Tiana ward, Quest with both. All of a sudden, like, your Tiana and your Aurora are quite nicely protected, I think, from whatever they're doing for a turn or two. And then you just throw down some other things. So the problem is like the Ludwig is probably not good enough, but I feel like the deck gets housed by Under the Sea. I just don't think this deck can beat opposing Daisy Duck decks. And we're not even playing Daisy, and we're still at 16 on ink. Probably could cut the Hueys. My thought is like I needed the extra ramp to play these 5s and 4s, but realistically this Huey probably needs to be cut for Daisy, maybe. And the Vanellopes are probably not good enough, but this is like the try to not let them board wipe us if we're just double shrinking their board. 2 turns in a row might be enough to push us, like if we're on Alice's and stuff. Dumbo in Blurple, but doesn't all your stuff already have evasive? But I mean, it lets it could protect your Basil for a turn to let it quest. It could let you could quest with Basil, pump up an elephant, and then use the elephant to then challenge one of the evasives. It's cute. It's really similar to the Magic Feather, but I'd have to say it's worse than Magic Feather, but it might be better. It's just a 2/2 quest for 1 though. If we had songs, if we had like friends, I'd be way more up on this card because you play it, you do whatever, and then you sing with it the next turn. Like Pete, you do a Pete job with it. So, and which is why I think some people want to try the ward tramp, even though like it's almost good enough, but just giving ward to one thing for a turn is not good enough. But it's a 3/3 quest for 1, so it brawls. It has a somewhat good ability, and it's inkable, and that's this Dumbo kind of fits that. Instead of brawling, it has evasive. Monstro, Big Elsa, evasive. You're playing Monstro in your Blurple. I thought everyone was cutting it. Maybe that's secret tech you just leaked. Stand out. Do do do. I think this card is terrible and fantastic all at the same time. Sorry, but I want my 3-cost songs to draw me cards or to instantly banish something. But this does a lot. I think, especially against answering Blurple Menaces. It's a card you can get back with Max to do multiple times. The +3 could, like, maybe we play it with Scar somehow. The funny thing is I'd want to play it on Scar to keep the Scar around, but then the plus doesn't draw me more cards. I feel like I'd want the plus to go on the character I'm banishing, but that could be a cool interaction. In general, I think it's probably here-ish. It's probably going to see around the same amount of play as Genie, but maybe a little bit more. Bobby Burger. Wait a second. What? But the Leaning Tower of Chisa he made in the school, right? Didn't he do that when he was, like, waiting in the principal's line, like when they're in trouble and they're waiting to get, like, punished? Wasn't that when he made it? But this scene shows, like, them hanging out at the party at the end of the movie where he was spraying cheese on people. But I don't think he made the Leaning Tower of Cheese at the end as well, did he? We got some flavor loss here, and I'm not standing for it. I'm gonna stand out on it. I'm gonna refill my drink at the end of this ad while chat can educate me on whether or not my Bobby lore is on point. Cup after this one. This might be my last glass. I can't even use the nozzle, it's so low, it takes so long. I just pour it from the top. I might be able to get one more cup. Non-canon art equals unplayable. But the cat is cute. You're talking about this adorable little thing back here. Dude, I ordered rollerblade wheels for my chair, and I just, like, fly around the room. Now, I don't know why I spun, because the spin had nothing to do with it, but I do roll around fast. The kitty's all worried. You don't like being on your back, huh? The Leaning Tower of Chisa, kitty. With a form of draw. It's filtering, though. It's actually card disadvantage of sorts. Assuming that a 1-cost 1/2 is worth less than a card. Like a 1-cost 1/2 that quests for 1 is worth less than a card. If it's half a card, then this is half a card disadvantage, right? Because you're just down a card when you play it to filter something else out. But if you're trying to amass characters in play to, say, make Tramp cost less, then, you know, its ability gets better. If you're playing cards like Doc, where you're swarming the board. Oh yeah, as Deez just says. To get rid of some uninkables to allow you to then, like, draw into an ink and unink. I played a lot of Symbol 1, which literally this is a Symbol 1 with a different name and a different ink color. But I watched a lot of people play with Symbol 1, and it was just not good. mostly because the card disadvantage. They didn't have any other one drops, so they played the symbol 1/1 and had ink issues 3 turns later because they played a one drop that doesn't do anything. And it's like, no, we only care about certain characters, and then singing the whole new world, we need to make sure we have enough ink saved up to guarantee to be able to play our character and shift it, because we're dumping our hand. Every ink counts. Really important. Like, it's really important. And so if you draw an uninkable on like the 2 turns that you calculated, and then you can't do it, you lose. Wrong lever. Bobby plus wrong lever. It's not bad. It's no Diablo discard wrong lever, but it's still not bad. Plus Bobby plus Lilo's cute too. If don't give me that look. If you're on the play and your opponent does not play a Captain Hook, like Bobby on turn 1 and then turn 2 you reanimate the Lilo's, not that bad. And honestly, even if they play a hook, you reanimate Lilo, then you challenge the hook. If you can win an attrition war because you just have good cards, that's also not that bad. JDZ, you say that, but bro, I have a Kronk deck built. So when the Loungers had a week 1 event where they showed like a green blue control deck, and I've brewed a few too. Like, I think this is it right here, where it's like, if Under the Sea, which isn't even in this list, what is this trash? If Under the Sea is the new beep rep, and it's needed to be answered, and then at the same time, if they're winning the mirror by playing Jafar Bend to My Will, there's no answers to Kronk. 0 answers. Like, maybe Lost to the Woods? Maybe Lost in the Woods, Under the Sea is the only way. I think all the other ones target and the ward gets around. This is when I thought Rapunzel was good too. I bought my Rapunzels for $6. Then I saw one for sale, and I couldn't remember if I needed another one or something. I ended up ordering a 5th one. I think someone just had it really low priced. It showed up in the mail, and I relisted it and sold it for 4 times its worth the same day. It's just like... And then my foils I bought for $6 and sold them for $25. People speculating on cards in this set, going crazy. $27 right now for a foil one. I haven't seen a list play Rapunzel in like days. Maybe it's secretly bomb, and the people who are playing it and winning are not playing on Nitro or Nito and are just not doing it. Pull the lever, wrong lever. I don't have the looter in here though. I do have Cusco. Maybe I should put Bobby in here to combo with Cusco. Let's just get rid of Clarabelle, right? Who needs Clarabelle to draw cards? Not this guy. Yeah. So Rapunzel's a good card, but lots of times I think I would almost rather just play one more and play John Silver. I hate the card You're Welcome, even if it plays well with Clarabelle here. And the fact that I also have Bend to My Will, which is like also good to play with You're Welcome. This definitely, like, look how many 2-ofs and 1-of. Like, there's just too many cards I want to play in this deck. I've never played the deck. I guarantee after I played some games with the deck, I'd cut cards. Like right now, I know that I feel like I said it wrong that time. But she's not good, sadly. Because it's a dang genie war everywhere. And she's not big enough to take out Rhino. You just broke the meta. I'm pretty sure that people have known that this exists. But a better version of this could happen. But if blue-green discard Under the Sea bounce control is the best deck in the format, I think a version of green blue plain Kronks could be okay, but it's uninkable. Hey, you know Bobby plays well with that. Actually, you just discard it when it's not playable. Let's bloop bloop. Bloop bloop. I got my Tina Belcher. It's like, is Diablo good enough? We don't have that support, so our Diablo. I mean, I guess we have hypnotic strengths, which we probably actually need to play 4 of, as it pumps Diablo and it does other things. Diablo is probably not good enough. A feather is cute, but all feather does. I mean, if there's a deck that could play 1 feather, it would be this deck. I could agree with that, I think. I'm so lazy. If you ever wondering why I don't type things, if I can get away with doing it all with just my one hand on the mouse, I'm going to do that over just typing feather, even if it takes me more effort sometimes. Turn an illusion. I wonder if there's a world. Probably not. We'll brew illusions still. We'll brew that later. Alright, so 59, we need to add 1 more card to this. You're welcome. I feel like this card could be good too. But it requires a 3-drop that can just mess things up. I also felt like maybe this had some sort of gameplay because it has 8 shift targets and one of them ramps you and the other one is just like gains you lore and is evasive, and this is evasive. It's weird, but it doesn't take down the genies all on its own. Only 2 Bell 5 seems wrong too. Oh, and we need Bobbies. Bobby! We don't have very much actually to eat to hold on to stuff, so maybe we don't actually want that many. There we go. Perfect. We did it. But Bobby's a card. He's like right here. He'll probably see play equal to like right here, but his power level is down here. Like when these cards see play and are good, they are so much like this. The best thing this is doing is discarding a card. Like play a Mad Hatter just so they can't play eye to eye off the top. Mad Hatter? Is that the mill thing? Oh, look at the top card. That's funny. Roxanne, you're not as good as I thought you would be. Roxanne, Smee really needed that Cindy. Yo, what up? I think Yzma and Dumbo are just better card engines. I like Bobby more than Yzma. I think. I would much rather have a 1-cost 1/2 quest for 1 than a 2-cost 2/2 quest for 1. In a constructed format where I'm trying to have characters in play, I think. Or I'm trying to, like, especially cards like Dock and stuff like that. It's easier to do the other stuff. If I'm digging, then I'm valuing filtering incredibly high, and I need to find something, so I want to have then ink to then play it. But that said, most of the time, I'll probably play both. I met you in Texas. I asked if you want to play a game, and you said you were very much concerned about food, and that's what you were getting. I mean, I do care a lot about food. It's very important to get food. I think maybe that was the burger night, unless it was the last night. But I'm pretty sure the last night I was mostly concerned about cube drafting. I don't know if I would invest Garrick, mostly because it's just not going to be worth money. I'm going to personally acquire a playset of foils for hopefully under 50 cents a piece. And there is singers, but like we need a step back Cindy. We need like a Cindy that has singer 2. Then we need, and she needs to be like a 0-3. And then we need uh teeth, so we can still shoot some bad things, but not like, I don't know. Maybe people don't want that world again. Maybe they don't. But I do. Like the fact that it says singer, it's very narrow. She's like here-ish. She has a high ceiling. She's got some power. But I mean, like, this quests for 3. This only quests for 2. This always quests for 3. But this is inkable, right? And she brawls. She's got that fisticuff. Nala, Nala, Nala. Why Nala and C? Because I don't have no respect for 2-cost quest 3s. There's a place in it. I mean, I played Summit Worlds. I'm pretty sure. I don't even remember what was all on my list. Maybe we only played Piglet. But I feel like we play... Yeah, we didn't play Flaversham. No, we did play Pinocchio, though. I'm pretty sure we played Pinocchio. I was thinking it was blue for a second, but we were on perp. I'm like looking up my own list because I don't even remember. Forget everything about that event of not winning. How can I not find this? There it is. Yeah, we were on for Pinocchio. And for Lilo. And for Maleficent, right? So we were on this insanely aggressive one where we would be like, turn 1, 1-drop quest for 2. Turn 2, 2 1-drop quest for 2. Turn 3, Lady, play Pinocchio, Piglet, or Bodyguard. And turn 4, play a Bodyguard, Bodyguard, or Bodyguard, Piglet / Pinocchio, and the game would be over. If that type of deck exists, Nala sees play. But that's really the only time a card like Nala is playable. Because otherwise, you're just not gaining enough lore to be done. Like, there you have to have a certain amount of lore gain per card for cards like Nala to be good. Because they don't trade, right? So, like, the reason Merfolk is so good is because it normally trades a card out of their hand. So you're still getting value out of it. Daisy is quote unquote so good is because she can get like 6 quests and she takes bending over backwards to answer. Yeah, you can feather Nala. You can Dumbo Nala. You can... There's quite a few things. I like Let me show you. Red, yellow. This was one of the decks I enjoyed playing. To use LeFou. So it's like you go turn 2 Simba or Piglet Quest. Turn 3, you either go Donald Duck to protect it, Lady with Prince to protect it, or Jim Deere, or Lady LeFou to ready it. So you're just never letting them take out your turn 2 3 quester, and you're going multiple turns. And then this is also using Sven. So we've got 12 bodyguards and 8 untap effects to try to like protect our 2-cost quest for 3s. And this is what happens when you have a format with no steal. There's just no target. Like their earliest removal is like Brawl and Baby Sisu to interact with, and that's where we are right now. But it's even worse. There is one removal and it's Strength, right? And so they're gonna have one. They're gonna have the first removal because they're gonna keep it in their starting hand, or they're just always gonna draw it, right? And the list has kind of shifted. You don't have Lilos anymore, so there's only Daisy Duck and Merfolk, which makes me think that a version of Dogs playing both of those will probably be like maybe we could build that 0-cost thing, but it would have to be an Amber Steel. Is this the one that we were gonna do? Illusions characteristic. No. And then this one here, we'll do the Daisy Dog. The Daisy Dog. How many princesses do we have in this color combination, actually? Let's just look at green. We didn't really know there's amber. So a turn 2. Do we really want to give their character Reckless when we just exerted our aura? That said, giving a Daisy Reckless to make it put 1 damage on it, and then the next turn we just challenge it and we trade off our aura for a Daisy, and they get 0 value. It seems kind of mid. But it is a princess, and it has some hilarity to it. Oh, this is a different princess, but this is... Is there a green bell we can play? Nope. The funny thing is, if you're shifting this, you're probably using Aurora, so then it gets bounced to your hand. Diablo, you know. The Basil. Giving the Basil Reckless to then force it to trade with Aurora, I don't know if that's good or bad, honestly. It doesn't seem that... Oh, there's a bell right here. Oh, brah, we could Aurora. Turn 2 bell. Turn 3 bell. Turn 4, Reckless character, quest with Bell. Wait. Did they reprint Bell? Son of a gun. Son of a gun. I mean, it's better that we didn't really go all in on the funny jokes there. But, I mean, Rhea costing 5 is a thing. She's big. Emerald's like not a bad card to get some ramp into, right? Like you get a ramp into John Silver, and Rhea is not terrible. You have this, but there's no board wipes, right? So this is an okay card, but not insane. Is this good? No. I mean, this is kind of cute, but I don't think Green Princesses is where it's going to be, sadly. Little John. I went for 2s and I clicked on the Nala, but I was looking for Little John. Daisy's an ally. and there's like we're hitting a hook. Let's look at our heroes first. Heroes that we're playing on turn 1. So we could go turn 1 Aurora, turn 2 Quest with her, play Little John, give her Resist 2, and then play another princess for 1. Then we could play a Vanellope for free. Yeah, that's amazing. It's a lot for 1 lore from Aurora and not using her effect on 2. You still get to use her effect. What do you mean? We're playing a Tiana we're playing a Mulan for free, bruh. We're playing Mulan for free. Value down. Value. Yeah, so there's not very many heroes that I want to be giving resist to on turn 2. I mean, maybe the Mulan. It's like turn 1 Mulan or Sticky Mickey. Sticky Mickey resist 3. Well, if Whole New World was in the format and I was playing Ruby Steel Whole New World, I could see a world where I was playing Little John only to, on turn 2, play it to guarantee my 1-drop Mickey Mouse survive to turn 3 so I could shift Mickey Mouse, and so they can't, like, strength it somehow with, like, a Singer 4 on turn 2. Imagine if Lady was a princess. Lady should be a princess, honestly. Like, I was gonna say that earlier. Like, Garrick, we're like on point. Like when you were on the JDZ's thing, your you and JDZ's podcast last night, I'd like type something in the chat and then like you'd mention it like as I'm typing it or like right after it, you'd have the same thought process. You know, we need to give our Mickey Mouse resist on turn 2 so it survive. No, we play all right on turn 4. We're playing Mickey Mouse. We're playing Little John, giving it resist, and then the next turn we can shift our Ruby Mickey Mouse on it. Notably, that is not a podcast. Not a podcast. Episode 4 coming up soon. When are we doing episode 1, episode 5, or what episode are we on our episode 1 show? Confusing podcast names are the best names. Giving Calhoun super resist is cute. But I don't think it's good enough, and it's so many uninkables. It's steel, of course. Yeah, I mean, I think I've spent enough time. No, we gotta look at villains first. I took off the set 2 legality. So we're shooting down queens that no one plays, Pete's that no one plays, Candy. So Hook. Oh man, if Yzma starts seeing play. See, this is why Bobby's better. Bobby doesn't get shot. Definitely. I'll be on. Just gotta find I just have to make sure I let my wife know in advance so we can get the kid out. Like I thought about trying to hop on last night when you were like, oh, we could do a guest call, but my kid was like literally on the couch right there playing video games right here. And when I was on your stream on Monday, I could just like constantly hear him making noise, and I'm like, this cannot be a pleasurable viewing experience. But my headset did die. That is why I got off. I was just muting myself. And I did beat that boss, by the way. It took me far too long, and I actually think had I not stopped, if I hadn't stopped to go pick up my kid, pick up my wife, eat dinner, come back home, I think it was fine because I had to like relearn it. And the messed up thing, chat, for those who watched me play on Monday, how I was using the nail art, when I ended up going back at the very end, back to not using the nail arts and just hitting it and jumping. And when I beat it, the the mode I had, I was using the little spiders again. I was using the spiders and then something that summons a flying thing. And I was just dodging so much that the spiders and the flying thing were hitting it for about the same amount of damage as a charged nail. And my thumb was like, I was hurting my hand holding the button down and having to then jump with the bottom part of my thumb instead of just like pressing the button was giving me a slower jump. It was just like, it was getting me got. It was getting me got. Yeah, all the villains are like big butts. If Gaston sees more play, if Queen of Hearts 2 sees play, I could like, if 5-drop Queen of Hearts sees play and you need to answer its shift target and they don't have this one, like maybe. Hit Cruella de Vil's of both assortments. Like there's a few targets, but there's so few. There's so few targets. This card's cool. It should be a princess. Princess Hook. There's not enough Pete's either. They're just all 3-drops and one or two good ones. But alright. I think this card's right here. I think it's probably the worst of them. I think it's the worst new card in the set so far. Until we get to PJ Pete. I think that'll end up being the last one. Or maybe this mouse. I don't even know what it does. Apparently the mouse costs 2. While you have a character with evasive, this character gets +1. The problem with this card, and why Blurple just won't play it, because a 2 lore threat on 2 is not as good as ramping on 2. And you don't really get to play the evasive on turn 3 if you don't ramp on 2. And after that, you're basically curving, and if you're curving, you don't have a chance to do this. You're not playing like 2 2-drops, or a 2-drop and a 5-drop. Now we're getting the first S tier card. Yeah. I mean, this card's not bad. It is a powerful card to extent. It's like a Roxanne. It's literally a Roxanne. And it should be easier to get an evasive, right? But it doesn't get a power buff. It just doesn't get there. It's like right around here. I think I'd probably play this before it, but it is inkable. Pascal comes back. I mean, if you wanted to play, there could be a world that Emerald, Amethyst, Evasive, Tempo, like just a beatdown deck, like turn 1 Pegasus, turn 2 Timothy, turn 3 something, maybe. But Blurple being the best deck, and Blurple also feeling like the direct answer to that
with
is
a prime
rough.
sub.
Thanks for the sub. Give me them prime dollars. Max Goof. I was like, what am I looking for? Is any cost? Oh, that's the power line. Which one's Max Goof? Oh, this is an interesting card. If Jiminy Cricket saw play, if this had something to sing worth it. If there was something worth a dang to sing, because a 4-3, like this is what Ruby Steel needed sets ago. Even last set might have allowed people to try to build Ruby Steel Whole New World. It probably wouldn't have been good enough, but if this card existed during that time, it would have been built. People would have built it. Like having a 3-drop character that doesn't need to shift, that can then sing Whole New World, that doesn't get brawled, that beats down on daisies. Like, this card's not bad. Like, it is like a B to C. It's like it's a high C. But it needs good songs to sing. That's the whole part. Sings King Disputed. I mean, it does, and it even does it on the turn that you would hard cast it, so it's still like not bad, right? Like, it's not, even though it can sing better. It's weird when you have Singer 5 and you're singing a 4 and you're like, oh, I could be better, but the character still costs 3, so you're still netting value. It's still value town. We just need another set's worth of powerful songs. Just powerful songs in general. Power line. More power lines. Wait, we did this one. Which power line is this? Oh, no, 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 no. I just clicked on the X on, Oh, this is the power line. I thought we already did this one. This is what I thought Goof was. This card's good. I like this card. And it's going right here next to these. It doesn't need to be in the song deck, but any deck playing BKU is probably going to play this. Like a Singer 4. We're not in a storm world, so 3-2 is actually like an okay stat line. It trades with characters instead of just getting bopped out of the sky. I think it's fine. I like it. PJ. I think he costs like 4 or 5. My boy. Pete would be so disappointed in you. Actually, Pete only has like 2 good cards anyways, so you're on par for following your family, starting off with a bad card. I think most of the Petes were bad until 3-drop Pete. And then we got Pirate Pete, which is good. So we've got 2 good Petes, and then like the 7-cost Pete that's really cool if you could actually get it to go. But this card is, it's probably the worst card in the set, followed by the like of non-reprints. I could see any of these being considered the best card in the set, and I think time will tell. But currently, I think Dumbo and Lilo have the advantage with both Max, Goof, and Scar. I think a lot of people are waiting to see the first event to see if someone broke it, to see if it is as good as it could be. They look very good on paper. Whether or not you can perform it, that's a big thing. All right, my tummy is growling in a weird way, and I need to take a shower as well before I pick my kid up from school. It's 2 o'clock. Thank you for watching. We actually got the whole thing done in time. So we're going to raid somebody, and then we'll be back tomorrow. We should be back tomorrow, as long as... I didn't stream yesterday because I was just about to stream, and my wife's like, I want you to pick me up from work early. So I'm like, oh, well, I guess I'm not streaming today. But that happens. And she pays the bills. So if she wants me to pick her up from work and not stream, by golly, I'm going to pick her up from work and not stream. Same category. You too, thanks for coming in and watching. We're going to jump over. Let's see if someone's speaking English. Otherwise, we're going to hit the top one. Lorcana Goons. Yeah, we're going to hit up Kevin. All right, thanks a lot for watching, everyone. We'll be back tomorrow. Make sure you check out JDZ later tonight. I'm sure he's up to something. And here we go. Bye.